Hey guys, good afternoon. I'm having a nice ride by the River Thames. Right now, actually, I'm passing a very busy road, so it's not that glamorous. So I will talk to you better at the moment that I cross this road. It was a very busy cross in Putney. I was just riding my bicycle from Hammersmith, following, I would say, the nicest part of the river, like where there is all the nature, the countryside, is the greener part, and it's actually starting from Putney. Then you go all the way until you get out of London, and where actually the River Thames becomes much nicer and nicer, with like the River Thames surrounded by farms, countryside, and birds, and so on. So I was just riding the bicycle and not really watching, listening some coffee, some videos about coffee, and I thought, oh well, like I can actually don't have much time today to record the video, so I thought to maybe I can do it riding my bicycle. It doesn't look maybe that great because I'm not staring at the camera, but I mean, it's not really about my face or the surroundings, but it is more about what I'm trying to say, and what I'm trying to try to make you being aware. So today, what we can talk about today? I mean, I started this video with not really thinking what I could actually talk, and I think that maybe I can talk about a synchronicity, that happened in New Zealand. So that was a period where I was a bit wild, and I wasn't yet taking the path for of change. So it was a period where I was going, I was following my instincts, my primordial instinct. Eating, sleeping, partying, sex, and fucking around myself, people, and relationship. So it wasn't a really a great stage of my life. But it was at the beginning when I actually slowly try to change and improve and become a better person than I used to be. So at that stage, I just arrived in New Zealand, and that was really nice. Someone opened the door for me. Thank you so much. And at the time, I was really crazy about sex in all its incarnations. And I remember I saw this girl on the street, and I wanted to have sex with this girl. I really wanted to meet her and talk to her, and but never had the chance. So after the day I saw her, I started to bump to this girl all the time. I would see it on the street, I would see it on the beach, I would see it I would see her, I would see her in the mall, I would see her literally everywhere. But for some reason, there was no way that I could talk to her. Every time I saw her, every time I saw this girl, there was something that would not allow me, would prevent me to talk to her. Or one time I was on the bus and she was walking on the street, or I was walking on the street and all of a sudden looking on a bus passing by and she would be inside the bus. Or I was working and she was walking by, and I would see, like literally I would look outside exactly at the moment that she would walk past. So there was nothing, there was no way I would get the right chance to go and talk. So one day so obviously she lived around where I did live and work. So one day she passed in front of my shop. It was really, really quiet and didn't care. I decided I would leave. I would chase her and talk. And regarding if customer would come in the shop or not, I didn't care. I just needed to stop her and talk. So, and finally I start to run. I saw that she stopped at the bus stop waiting for the bus, and I ran. And when I was really close, one guy just jumped on it and start a conversation. I said, fuck, like nothing, it's nothing, there is no way. So went back to work, and I kind of it doesn't matter really, it's not happening. Obviously it's not happening. So I had had a peace of mind, and one evening walking on Queen Street with my mom, that at the time it was in Auckland, I was thinking, eventually one day I will meet her again, and it's gonna be my chance. But it seemed like it was like the universe was trying to tell me, like, look, Alex, just leave it, it's not going to happen. Walking on Queen Street, I saw she was walking on the same side of the road, coming toward me, and guess what? She was with a guy that I saw at the bus stop, and they were holding hands. So it's like, okay, this is over. It's over. It's obvious that it's not meant to be. That's it. So I forgot about it, and for the next 3 months after that night, never saw her again. Like literally, I would, we would bump each other, unaware of each other, very, very often before that night. After that, that's it. So, as I said, it was a period of my life where I was evolving. I was still at the beginning. I was in a stage where, as I said, I was just screwing up everybody's life, including mine. And I knew an Italian that, like me, was in a really primitive stage. So just fucking around, just thinking about sex, eating and sex. So we were talking, and I told him about the story about this girl. And we were chatting, and then the guy, oh, you know what? I know this girl. She's from Thailand. She really loves Italian guys, and if you want, I can give you her number, and just tell him you're my friend, and she's going to see you. So I text the girl. At the time I didn't have a smartphone. I used to have just a normal old phone and mobile phone with no camera or video, nothing. So I sent her a message and said, "Oh, I'm Davide's friend. Uh, you told me that you really love Italian. I am." She she replied and asked me, like a bit about my body shape, tall, height, looking. I So I replied, 190, good shape. Like I remember I said, oh, kind of like rugby player body, blue eyes, and she replied me back, yes, cool, let's catch up. Let's catch up tomorrow evening. I told her to meet at this bar that was by the viaduct, so by the bay, and yeah, the day after I went, and we agreed to meet at 8 p.m. and she didn't show up. I text her, say, where are you? And I was like, oh, really, really sorry, I'm running late. I will be there at 9. 9 p.m. nothing. 9:30 nothing. And so I sent her a message again. It's like, where are you? Like, are you okay? Like, are you still coming? Yeah. Something else came up, and but look, I'm coming. Definitely, I'm coming in an hour. So it was 11 p.m. and I was like, enough. I was literally close to give up because first I did not have an idea how did she look like. My friend didn't send me any pictures, any photos of this girl when he told me about, and I had no clue how she looked like, how she was. So it was kind of like a blind date, and so it's kind of like enough. There's no point. Like, I don't know what. She's late. I'm tired. But when I was actually close to leave, I got a message, and it's like, I'm on my way. I'm coming. I waited for her. I waited outside, and finally she arrived with a black cab taxi. And when she came out, I was like, fuck. Oh, sorry guys. And when she came out, I was like, oh fucking shit. She was the girl. 3 months earlier, I've been trying to talk and had no chance. Like, this girl, the girl I was having a blind date, the girl that my friends gave me the number, telling me to be a Thai woman, crazy about Italians, was literally the girl that I've been chasing for a month, and that I lost track for literally 3 months. So that was my early stage with synchronicity. So I was still surprised, incredulous. Sorry, ladies. I was still incredulous all the time. I was still, every time that would happen, I would be surprised, because I was an early stage where I was still. I knew that things like this could happen, but I was still not capable to understand why and how. So anyway, we went inside, and I told her the story. It's like, look, this, and obviously she couldn't believe. And we started to drink. We got drunk, and she took me. So she told me she was a student. She told me she was a student studying at Auckland University, and that in the last 3 months, she was in Sydney doing some work related to her studies. So she invited me over to her flat that night. So we went, and we arrived to her flat. And her flat was in a building, inside a building called Metropolis. This building is a really expensive building. Like you needed to be really rich to afford a flat. So how, like a young girl studying at university, could afford a building like this? It's possible, but it felt like, I mean, even a wealthy family, like a really wealthy family that had their kids studying in Auckland, they would not let their kids living in such expensive building. So, so what came out after like I asked the question how she could afford it? Explain so many things because well she was drunk, so that's I guess that was the reason why she told me. Otherwise, probably she wouldn't probably say it. But it turns out that she was a prostitute, and she was not from Thailand. She was from Philippines. And the reason why people knew her as a Thai is because on internet, where she would advertising herself, as a prostitute. She would go under the Thai nationality and the name of Victoria. But she was from the Philippines, and her name was something else. I can't remember. So we had sex, and we actually became good friends after that. And she even started to feel something for me, but I really didn't want to have nothing to do with, honestly, with a prostitute. And anyway, I wasn't in a stage in my life where actually I was looking for a relationship. But we managed to be good friends. We managed to be good friends. And there is something actually I forgot. There is actually something I did remember just now. That was actually just now. This is actually very important in the story. Before I found out she was what I thought in relationship with this guy, and I mean that period I told you earlier in the video, where I was trying to get on her. I was trying to talk to her. So that period, at the same time, I was actually dating. I was seeing another Filipino girl that one day invited me for coffee at the local Starbucks with just for a coffee with her and her friends. That day I went to the Starbucks for coffee. When I arrived, that girl, the one I was trying, to approach, she was there with her and other friends. But I could not talk. I could not talk to her. I could not approach her because obviously I was with this other girl. That night, when I went back home with these other Filipinos, I did something, very shitty. She was having a shower, and I grabbed her phone number, and that's when. So I then I tried to contact her, but she didn't remember who I was, or she pretended to don't know who I was. It's like, oh no, I don't remember any guy with Jasmine that day. So and then I think a few weeks later, she was with a guy. So I mean, I would say for me, as I said, I really now believe that we are co-creator. Like we really can create what we focus more. We can really meet the people we want, and that the universe will create the right circumstances to make it happen. But I feel we cannot control who the person will be, how will react. You know, they will like us, they won't like us. They, you know, what we want to do with them is going to happen, or they will love us back. I don't think we can control that, but we can control the events that will lead to meet them. So my battery is almost says dying, so I will talk to you next time. Have a good day.